And welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video here because I have a lot to share in today's video here. This is actually part 2 of my 2-part video series I'm doing because Redfin just announced yesterday at the time of this video, their latest housing market update. They post a weekly update, and of course I provide analysis based on their data here. So in my previous video, I talked about some early indications of home buying activity. We talked about a decrease of people searching for houses for sale on Google. Also, Redfin's reporting they're receiving fewer requests for home tours by their agents here. And of course, touring activity on a national level here is down as well, according to ShowingTime. And lastly, of course, we're seeing fewer home buyers submit loan applications right now, down by 39% from 1 year ago. But in today's video, I want to share the latest trends we're seeing right now across the United States regarding home prices, home sales, housing inventory, and much, much more, including price reductions. And before we get started, if you guys are looking for a real estate agent referral, then check out that link below, which is homeandmoney.com/Jason to get started today. And with that said, let's begin today's video. And thank you so much for joining me in today's video as well. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. I just find it interesting how our housing market has been changing so much over the past few months, which is drastically different compared to 2020 as well as 2021, where I was making these videos talking about record low inventory and record high home prices. And a lot has changed since then, right? So let's first talk about the median sold price in the US right now. Again, a lagging indicator because this is when a home seller accepted an offer from home buyer 1 or 2 months ago. So the median sold price in the US right now is just over $367,000, only up 7% on a year-over-year basis here. Also, home prices fell by 3% on a year-over-year basis as well in Oakland, California, down by 3%. And 2% in San Francisco. And meanwhile, New Orleans fell by 2%. And these are the only 3 metros that Redfin tracks that they're saying that home prices decrease on a yearly basis here. And meanwhile, the median asking price for newly listed houses increased 9% year over year to just less than $380,000. That's a 1% decrease from the previous 4-week period. So here's a chart showing the median sold price across the United States this year compared to last year and also compared to 2020, which of course is an abnormal year, right? So again, the median sold price up by 6.9% on a year-over-year basis here. But look at this, the median sold price has been more or less flat or more or less plateauing out ever since August of this year. Again, a lagging indicator though, because the median sold price right now, let's just say for October 14th or say October 9th, the time of this video, is based on what the market was 2 months ago when rates were much less than they are today. So for example, the average 30-year fix 2 months ago was around 5.5%. And again, at the time of this video, rates are actually above 7%. And because rates have increased so much over the past couple of months, I would not be surprised to see this decrease in the months and weeks ahead. This, of course, will be coupled with our seasonality of our housing market because it'd be entirely normal any given year to see decreases or plateauing of home sold prices in the winter months. One thing I do want to note regarding that, though, is that in 2021, obviously 2020, both were abnormal years, but 2021, we really didn't see that decrease or plateauing effect regarding home prices in the last half of the year or from October through December. And that's because the average 30-year fix decreased about 2.7% in August of 2021. And that caused an increase or another increase in home buying demand in the last half of the year. So that's trends we're seeing right now regarding home sold prices. Let's look at asking prices though. So according to Redfin, again, up by 8.5% on a year-over-year basis here. Look at this slight decrease compared to last month though. This is more of a leading indicator of home buying demand because these are not houses that actually have closed escrow. These are asking prices for home sellers asking for their houses right now. Down slightly compared to 1 month ago. Again, I would anticipate in the months ahead and weeks ahead, this is going to continue to decrease through December of this year. Redfin is also reporting that the average monthly mortgage payment for would-be home buyers right now, based on the median asking price, climbed to an all-time record high of $2,559 per month at the current 6.92% mortgage rate. That's up 51% compared to 1 year ago, because 1 year ago, the average monthly mortgage payment was $1,698 per month. In other words, that's $861 more per month to buy the median price home today versus 1 year ago, which is absolutely insane. And this is one main reason why I talk about a lack of housing affordability in the US right now, because an increase in your average monthly mortgage payment up by 51% in one single year is far outpacing wage gains that we've seen over the past year as well. So for example, here's what the National Association of Realtors had to say regarding a lack of housing affordability in the US right now. They say here at the beginning of this year, when mortgage rates were about 4 percentage points lower than they are today. Rates right now are about 7%, 1 year ago about 3%. So that's about 4 percentage points higher compared to 1 year ago. Also 1 year ago, or at the beginning of this year, inventory was at record lows. And people were not able to purchase houses due to high demand and also a giant increase of competition for the houses that do get listed for sale. And because we had a lack of houses for sale and a giant increase of home buying demand, home buyers had to waive all their contingencies and offer way over their asking price in order to get offers accepted at times. Now with rates at 7% or higher, people cannot buy a home due to a lack of housing affordability. People need to earn $40,000 more per year in order to afford to buy the median price home today compared to 1 year ago. However, the salary of the typical American has only increased by $2,300 in the last 12 months. They also talk about how this is a double whammy for prospective buyers, especially first-time home buyers. This is because rents have absolutely skyrocketed over the past couple of years as well. And couple that with very high inflation right now, this is really cutting into the budgets for home buyers right now. And going back to Redfin's report here, here's the average monthly mortgage payment this year versus the last couple of years. As you can see right here, ever since August, or let's just say mid-August, when rates were about 5.5%, the average monthly mortgage payment has absolutely been skyrocketing ahead to all-time record highs. I mean, look at this chart for this year versus the past couple of years. I mean, more or less in 2021 for the entire year, or actually April through the end of the year, the monthly mortgage payment was more or less the same. That's because the average 30-year fix decreased again to 2.7% in August of 2021. This year, entirely different though, a severe lack of housing affordability in the United States right now. And this, of course, should slow down home buying demand in the weeks and months ahead. And of course, I'll definitely keep you posted regarding that. So changing gears slightly, let's talk about pending home sales, new listings, as well as housing inventory here. So check this out. Pending home sales are now down by 28% on a year-over-year basis, the largest decline since May of 2020. New listings fell about 2% from the previous 4-week period, but were down 19% from 1 year ago. And active listings, which is the number of houses listed for sale, fell by 1% from the prior 4-week period. On a year-over-year basis, they rose by 3%. And the month supply, which is calculated by dividing the number of active listings by closed home sales, was 2.9 months, near the highest level since July of 2020. And here's some charts I want to share regarding these trends we're seeing right now regarding pending home sales, new listings, as well as housing supply. Again, pending home sales down by 28.1%. From the same time period 1 year ago. I mean, this really says a lot because this is an early indication of home buying demand because this is showing that we have approximately 28% fewer contracts being signed between home buyers and home sellers right now on a year-over-year basis here, down big time, especially compared to the past couple of years. Also look at new listings because new listings are down by 19.1%. Has been falling greatly ever since June of this year, or middle of June of this year. And this right here is why we're not seeing this giant increase of housing supply in the US right now, because we're not seeing enough people list their houses for sale, down by 19% on a year-over-year basis. At this time last year, we had approximately 96,000 houses that got listed for sale, and also back in 2020, it was around 100,000 houses. And over the last 4 weeks this year, there was 78,000 houses listed for sale, again down by 19% on a year-over-year basis. Redfin is also reporting that active listings are up by 3.2% on a year-over-year basis compared to 2021 and has been declining ever since August of this year. This is again drastically different compared to Realtor.com as well as AltosResearch.com as well, because Altos is reporting approximately a 30% gain on a year-over-year basis right now because they have about 561,000 houses for sale as of October 7th, compared to approximately 426,000 1 year ago. And again, this is more in line with what Realtor.com is reporting as well, a gain of about 31% from 1 year ago. And here's the month supply over the past few years as well. The month supply right now is 2.9 months right now, vastly different compared to the start of this year when the month supply was around 1.7, 1.8 months. So the month supply has been increasing greatly, especially ever since June of this year. And again, the current levels we have right now are above levels we saw in 2021 and of course 2021 as well. They're also reporting that approximately 35% of pending home sales went under contract within the first 2 weeks of being listed for sale. So in other words, houses selling very quickly, approximately 35% of the time, but below levels over the past couple of years, because in 2021 and 2020 at this time, the share was approximately 40%. Also, approximately 24% pending home sales went under contract within 1 week, which is also below levels over the past couple of years as well, but has been increasing ever since September of this year. And again, if I had to guess, this is going to trend downwards in the months ahead, given the fact that rates have increased so much over the past couple of months now. Let's look at days on the market though. This is again a lagging indicator based on sold houses. So the median days on the market is actually at 33 days right now, very close to 2020 levels as well, when the days on the market was actually about 35 days. Compare this to 2021, we had approximately 25 days was the median days on the market. Also, approximately 30% of houses that sold above the seller's asking price. What this means though is that approximately 70% sold at or below the seller's asking price. So at 30% right now, this is below 2020 and well below 2021, because at this time in 2021, the percentage was actually over 40%, very close to 45%. Also look at this because the peak was really in May, when the share was actually over 50%. Also, the share of price reductions is at 7.9% by week. Compare this to 2021, it was only 3.5%, which is just kind of mind-blowing. The percentage has more than doubled over the past over the past year, I should say. Also look at this because at the beginning of April, the share was about 2.5%. Now it's approaching 8%. And lastly, as of October 9th, the average home sold, again, a lagging indicator, sold for 99% of the final list price. In other words, home sellers selling their houses for about 1% less than their asking price on average for this period here, which is below the past couple of years as well. And also look at this. In 2021 this time, home sellers were selling their houses for about 0.5% more than their asking price because the ratio was 100.5. Also back in May of this year, the ratio was 102.5. So on average, houses selling for 2.5% over their asking price as of May. Now it's 1% below the seller's asking price on average. And with that said, please comment below with your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you guys got any value of this video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you guys have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.